Hello and welcome to the 2021 Milwaukee Film Festival, brought to you by Associated Bank. My name is Ernie Quiroz, Cine Fronteras programmer. Thank you for watching the film. My name is Baghdad. We have the filmmaker here for the film. We also have a member of our teen screen committee to be talking about the film. Let's start first. Well, Sanaa with Teen Screen. Say hello to everyone.
Hello.
And then we also have a filmmaker from calling in from Spain, Caru Alves de Souza. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. And you?
We're good. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today or tonight, whenever you're watching this. And thank you for sharing your film with us. Let's talk about, well, first of all, this film, congratulations on the film. Played at Berlin. It won an award at Berlin. It's played a number of film festivals across the world, Toronto, of course, they're in Brazil. And so thank you. We're proud to be the Milwaukee premiere of this film. Talk a little bit about the film. And this is your second feature film, correct? And talk about where where the story came from and how you decided to make this film. I know it's based on a book, but I'm sure you put a lot of your own life into it as well. Talk a little bit about the story.
Mm-hmm. Well, the film is loosely based in a book called Baghdad the Skateboarder. The first main difference between the book and the film is that the protagonist is a girl. In the book is a male skateboarder. But then, like, the film, while we were developing, the film had a lot of changes. Until, like, the editing, we were still messing with the, not messing, we were still, like, making several changes to the film. So, but that the idea came from the book. But at some point, while I did a lot of films while I was developing the script, the project of Baghdad, including my first feature. And I realized that I wanted to do a film about a group of women, not only a female protagonist, but also about this collective of women. Because I realized that I didn't want to tell a story about one girl who struggles 1 hour and a half, and then the last 10 minutes she realized that she's happy and powerful. I wanted to do a movie that where the protagonist and other women around her began the movie already very powerful and with a lot of sorority going on. But despite that, society is what society is, and they had to struggle with society. So that's, like, why I changed the story.
Yeah. So now, how did the teens react to the movie? I know and how did you react to it? And maybe any questions for Caru?
I feel like it was kind of like middle ground for all of us. Like some people weren't feeling it. I felt like I was a little biased to it because I also skateboard. So like seeing a powerful group of women, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna love this movie. But like I feel, yeah, like I said, it was middle ground. Everyone wasn't feeling it, but thankfully we got it in the film festival.
It spoke to you as a skater.
Cool.
Did you have a question for Caru, or want to talk more about filmmaking? Or
I guess like, well, you already talked about like the powerful women stuff, but was there like any other way that this project was very meaningful to you or important?
Mm, I think it was like it was very important because I realized the kind of film that I wanted to do and how I wanted to do doing this film. So, like, watch which subjects I want to work with, and how I want to do the movies. Like, I want to do movies with my friends. I
Mhm.
want movies with a lot of women in the crew and in the cast. I want to do movies that can be open to changes, that is not like a result of my individual thinking about things. So that I learned doing this film while I was doing this film. So it's like a very important film. Now in Madrid, I'm doing a master in Museu Reina Sofia, and it's a master like that combine a lot of people. There are performers, there are dancers, there are actors and actresses, there are people from all fields of arts, and I'm always thinking about My Name Is Baghdad while I'm doing this master, because this film, it's like I don't know, it came to me as a gift for me to do what I really really want to do now.
That's
talk
amazing.
about talk about working with non-performer actors or people. I mean, a lot of skaters who never acted before, and they're cast because they can skate. What talk
Mhm.
about working with them and how that was.
I've already, in my first feature, I already worked with a group of teenagers who didn't act before. So it was something that I wanted to do again, and I did. My Name is Baghdad, and I love it. It's also something that I want to do always, because I think that I love to work with actors and actresses, like professional actors and actresses. It's amazing. But I always also like to work with people who didn't act before, because I think that they bring like a life story that is really powerful to films, and to films that I want to make, not all films. And I also think that that I don't know. Now I'm thinking that like the difference between life and art is not, can't be so like dramatic. I mean, art is in life, life is in art, and things like, it's cool when the borders between life and art, it's like blurred. So I like it.
Yeah. No, I think it gives the authenticity to the film that I
Mhm.
think you couldn't get otherwise. I want to. Oh, this is for both of you, but I want to know from Sanaa. What do you think, or how important it is to see, to see girls your age that are skaters, to see them on screen, to see representation, to see girls like yourself instead of.
Very, very important. I don't know. I think it just feels good once you like see people that look like you doing things that you want to do. It definitely makes you feel like you can do it. Because I know that skateboarding is typically a male dominated sport, and I'm sure you've all heard stories about like how girls tend to get treated at skate parks and how they're not like called posers and stuff, and how like they don't think girls can skateboard as good. So I think seeing female skaters on screen might encourage other girls to be like, okay, we should go and make our place in this skateboarding world because we want to skateboard and we deserve to skateboard no matter. if it is a male dominated sport.
And then, Caru, was that an important part of the film for you? Do you skate?
No, nowadays, no. I mean, I want to buy a skateboard here in Madrid because here is amazing to skateboard. But no, it's I was telling the story because when I had 7 year old, my father gave a skateboard to me, and this was in the 80s, late 80s. And in the late 80s, the skateboarder scene in São Paulo, my city, was really, really like it wasn't girl friendly at all. And so when I went to a skate park in like a city near São Paulo, that was like the mecca of skateboard, the boys threw me out. Like, what? You are a girl? You are a kid? This is not an environment to you. And then I started to skateboard a little bit in my neighborhood, but I lived like down in downtown. It was like impossible to skateboard there. There was a skate park there, but they also threw me out. And then I stopped. I said, okay, I won't. I gave my board to some kid in my neighborhood, and never skateboard again. So when I saw the girls skateboarding, I said, "Oh my gosh! If I wish I had 7 years old now," because of course at that time in the 80s there were female skateboarders, but that it was one, two, three, I don't know, few. It was really hard to be a girl and skateboard. So I never skateboard. And
Hmm.
then when I was was a teenage, it was in the 90s. The 90s, it was like hell for girls. So I didn't have luck with this subject.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you were able to put it in your film, and then girls like Sanaa and other girls, hopefully around the world, can see themselves in it and be inspired by it. Talk
Yeah,
about
very important because if I had a chance to be with another girls, to see a movie with a girl skateboarding, I would be more encouraged to do it. I wouldn't give up. That's why I told the story, because I gave up skateboarding because I didn't have the representation.
talk about some of the sexual violence and the sexual harassment and some of that in the film, and why you think that was important, and why um, this is a film for teenagers, for young people, and for adults, but maybe some tough subject matter for them to deal with, and why you put that in there, why you think that's important.
Mhm. Well, thinking about younger audiences, I think it's important to have this on screen, because this kind of things happens when you are, unfortunately, happens when you are a child, when you are a teenager, when you are an adult, when you are an old person. Like women suffer harassment or even rape since young age until we die. So I think it's important thing to be on screen, because we have to be able to deal with that. And this scene specifically in the film, I wanted to, because all harassment and rape on screen is often showed to be like the aggressor is often like people that the girl doesn't know. But these type of things happen at your home, and a lot of time with your friends, with your male friends. It's very common, and I didn't see that a lot on screen. So I thought that it would be a nice scene to be on the film, because that is, sometimes boys are super cool, are super nice, but they also do things that are wrong.
Oh,
Like the character, the aggressor, he's 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 not nice, but he's like a cool kid or whatever.
Hmm.
The other boys are super cool, but it is what it is. Like machism is everywhere. We have to see. We have to be able to see everywhere and to fight it, against it.
machismo, especially if you're, like you said, you're if you're a girl in what people think of, or what is typically a male dominated sport or world or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that harassment begins when the girls say no, and the boy didn't hear. So that's what the scene is about. When a girl say no, it's no. There is no doubt.
Hmm.
My battery is ending. I have
Okay,
to.
we'll go real fast, real fast. Then what? You talked a little bit about your future projects. Oh,
Okay, okay.
but talk a little bit about where where can we keep up to? Do you have a Facebook, or people want to get a hold of you or keep track of the film? What's the best way to keep an eye on your career?
Well, I have an Instagram account. It's Caru Peru. Peru as it's written like the country. Caru Peru. And the film has an Instagram account. Meu nome Baghdad is how you say in Portuguese. And I'm working on a new project called Lonely Hearts. And there's not going to be too many young people. Is more for people from 40s and up. And it's also with a group of female character, and but now they are based in a porn cinema theater. And the film we are trying to build, to subvert this horrible place for women, with the participation of this quirky group of women who takes like care of this porn cinema movie in São Paulo. It's very common in São Paulo. I don't know why, but they're still there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sanaa, did you have any before her battery dies? Any final thoughts or questions?
Really quick. I know you said you worked with like a female crew a lot. Have you found any like differences between like a mostly woman versus male crew, or is it just like very similar?
I had a real luck to before my I worked a lot of with a male crew, but they were they I have no complaints. They were always like very companion, like very cool guys. They never like subestimated me. They were respectful and all, but there was some differences. Yes, when I should My Name Is Baghdad, because it's like a silly thing, but it was hot, it was in the summer, and all the girls were like, in the second day we were using few clothes. It's like a silly thing, but it's not, because we weren't being objectifying. So it was hot, and we were with like small clothes, and it wasn't an issue. This was one thing that after the first week, all the girls, like, we said, oh my gosh, we are not with a lot of clothes, and this is like a silly thing, but in general, we had this was so different. We had such a comprehensive environment. It was so beautiful
Mhm.
because it was so, like, people were so gentle with each other, including the guys. And I think this is something that I don't know if all the female environment are like that, but that the this
Mhm.
particular group of women was like that. Were like that. We were really gentle and understanding and comprehensive. Like, you are okay. Like, I don't know. It was amazing to work with the crew and cast of My Name Is Baghdad.
Yeah. Well, I think you can see that that love, that hard work.
Mhm.
You can see it on the screen. You know, you with the you can tell that the characters, the situations are very authentic, and with the acting, you know that they're not really acting. You know, these are people who are drawing from real life, and then you're drawing from real life. Uh, so I think that really comes across in the film.
Mm.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
wish you well. Hopefully, maybe the next film we can be in Milwaukee in person, whenever that is, and then we can finally meet.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to be to know Milwaukee. But I'm glad that at least the film can be there.
And I'm glad you could come and take some time and talk to us about the film and your experiences in making it. So, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much to program the film. Thank you, Sanaa and Ernie. I'm very glad to present the film at Milwaukee Film Festival.
All
Thank
right. Ciao.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye
Bye.
bye.